How's it going, everyone? Today I learned something quite interesting involving some of the built-in dictionary methods we're all quite familiar with. We're all already familiar with how to grab the keys, the values, and items from a dictionary at this point. To grab the keys, we use the keys method. To grab the values, we use the values method. And to grab the items, we use the items method. What's interesting is that each one of these returns a weird new dictionary object type. This type can be treated as a sort of iterable which we can easily loop through and use to perform many other operations. For example, if you want to loop through the items, you can unpack it into a key and value pair and then use those key and value pairs. And when you run this, you'll get back that Bob has a score of 70% and Sandra has a score of 90%. We can also use it to perform membership checks. So if we want to check whether Bob is in the keys, we can do that by referring to the keys. And this will return true because Bob is present in the dictionary. But what exactly is the dictionary type being used here? And how is it different than all the other iterable types that we've encountered until now? I'll answer that in just a moment. But first, it's time to answer an even more important question. What is the name of the beautiful code editor which I'm currently using? What you're currently looking at is Zed, the code editor, which is coincidentally also today's sponsor. Zed is a lightning-fast code editor written in Rust, and I've been using it to do all my coding for months now. If you feel like trying out Zed, I've left a link in the description box down below. Anyway, let's get back to the video. The best way to explain this type is to try to type it. So what we're going to do is import from collections.abc items view, keys view, and values view. As you can see, there's a little pattern here. Everything is referred to as a view. But what exactly does that mean in terms of the actual methods that we've been using for all these years? Well, when you call keys or values or items, you are not creating a copy. You are creating a live view of the dictionary. That means that any changes to the dictionary will automatically update in the views. So next, let's look at how we can type the views in case you want to for one of your projects. To start off, we're going to type the keys view, which will be of type keys view. And since the keys are strings, we're going to insert string as the type. Then we have the values, which is of type values view. And since the values are of type integer, we insert int here. And finally, we have the items view, which contains the type of the key and the type of the value. So here we will insert string and integer. And this is the correct way to type these views. Now, when we print these, what we will get as an output are these views. And these views will contain the current data belonging to the dictionary in lifetime. To demonstrate what I mean by that, we're going to update the dictionary. And we're going to insert James, who has a score of 50%. Now, the next time we print all of these, you'll notice that they're going to contain the live view. James is going to have been added to all of these views, which is quite interesting because having created keys, values, and items as variables, you might have thought that these were copies. But instead, these are live views, or references to live views. So again, these will follow any changes to the data of our dictionary and then update themselves to contain that new information. Even if we create a variable from that view, that variable will reference that view from that point forward. If you want to ensure that the keys, values, or items are officially copied into a new variable without creating a view, you'll have to select a new container type to store them in. For example, here we can create a tuple of type string, which will contain the keys. These keys will not self-update because we essentially took a snapshot of the current view and froze it into a tuple. As you can see, if we try to update the score and then print these keys, GG will not be part of the scores. The tuple we created is independent and has no connection to the original dictionary. So what are the benefits of using a view? Well, considering that we're not creating any new data and just looking at data that already exists, views are incredibly efficient. If Python had to create a tuple from the data or anything else, that would result in a performance cost. I mean, why would you want to create an entire new object just to loop through it? There's no need to create more data to just be able to loop through the items in a dictionary. Views save us a lot of trouble from having to deal with memory. And what's also really cool is that all of these views are read-only, meaning that we won't be able to accidentally modify any of that data from different parts of our program. So yeah, that's just an interesting part of dictionaries I thought I would share with all of you. I hope you found this video interesting. Do let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this feature and whether you already knew about it or not. Otherwise, with all that being said, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.